Hello and welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us for this exciting creative session with Donavan Mynhardt. Donavan is one of the curators for this year's KKNK Virtual Gallery supported by Absa. In this session, we explore some of the concepts driving his exhibition, Feeling Things. We explore ideas like why we become attached to certain objects, the role of various elements in such sentimental attachments, but also the impact that the things we surround ourselves have on our emotional well-being. I, for one, am very excited for this opportunity to hear what others can tell us about their favorite things. Donavan, thank you for leading this session. Donavan will now be taking us on a journey. And for everyone joining us, I hope you enjoy the experience.
Hi, my name is Yolandi, and this is my favorite thing, my engagement ring.
Hi, ek's Blanca en hierdie is my gunsteling besitting.
Hi, I'm Milton, and this is my favorite thing. What?
Hi, my name is Ellen Ditira, and this is my favorite body spray that I'm always using to make myself feel special most of the time.
Hi, ek is Jan en hierdie is my gunsteling besitting.
Hi, I'm Leandra and this is my favorite thing. Coffee.
Hi, my name is Mia and this is my favorite thing.
Hi, my name is Simone, and my favorite item is my crystal birch tomato hat.
Hi, I'm Nene and this is my favorite thing, baking.
Hi, my name is Alex and this is my favorite thing.
Hi, my name is Hamlin and this is my favorite thing, my Yorkie.
Hi, my name is Christina and this is my favorite thing.
Hi, I'm Nandi and this is the favorite thing that I own.
Hi, I'm Gail Achenbach and this is my favorite thing.
Thank you, Dineke and KKNK team for this opportunity. So when I asked a few people to send me a video clip of their favorite thing via WhatsApp, I was met with a series of emotions. Panic. What kind of thing? I don't know what to show. How on earth do I choose? Overthinking. Seriously, how do I choose? Is there something you're looking for specifically? Can it be anything? Enthusiasm. Sure. Do you need more? I don't know just the thing. Which one thing? Apathy. I don't have a favorite thing. I didn't know what to choose, sorry. And humor. Despite the varied reactions a request like this might spark, most individuals would have to sit down and think about what their favorite thing is. And in the majority of cases, what we end up choosing has to do with how that particular object makes us feel. And it doesn't have to be an expensive car or priceless family heirloom. It can be something as simple as a hand-me-down toy, a first date movie ticket, kept safely between the pages of a book, a photograph lovingly placed within view on your desk at work, or a chipped coffee mug. I must admit, I found it difficult to only pick one favorite thing, and I had to resort to all different sort of tactics, including, so if my apartment would burn down, what was the item that I would grab? I decided to settle on two items, a book, which my parents read to me when I was sick as a child in the hospital with pneumonia. And that sparked my love of reading and collecting books. And then an artwork by Kate van Putten, which is the first artwork I actually bought. And this sparked my love for collecting art. Artworks, as objects themselves, connect with us on an emotional level, leaving us inspired, saddened, or uplifted whenever we interact with them. A painting has the power to comfort, just like a warm blanket does, and a ceramic sculpture can fill us with just as much joy as a well-read book. This is the essence of what I wanted to convey in the group exhibition, Feeling Things. And boy, did the participating artists come to the party. Ceramic artist Ian Engelmore had a unique outlook when it came to creating pieces for Feeling Things. Acknowledging the lost, the overlooked and discarded, he breathes new life into objects that are clearly part of our routines, yet go by unnoticed. By casting these objects in clay and presenting them as artworks, Ian transforms the status of these things from ordinary to honorary. Suddenly we become aware of the sentimentality of Tupperware, the nostalgia of stamped bricks, and the beauty of municipal tap covers. Lucky Mklangu uses the metaphorical potential of everyday items when creating his mixed media prints. By selecting highly personal objects, he builds upon layers of sentimental, nostalgic, and melancholic stories and memories in his work. We cannot talk about objects and artworks without considering the emotive power of color. When asked about the associations they make between certain colors and certain emotions, most people will happily express a strong opinion, according to David Simmons, researcher at the University of Glasgow in the UK. For example, we conventionally associate red with anger, green with envy, and blue with sadness. These associations are well established and can surprisingly be old, some even dating back to the Middle Ages. We tend to make our own subjective associations when it comes to objects of certain colors. How many of us tend to eat certain colored candies first, or surround ourselves with artifacts of specific color hues because they make us feel safe or calm or happy? Gina Wilkinson's colorful presentation of resin and ceramic candies and cookies bring back a multitude of childhood memories. As South Africans, we are quite familiar with zoo cookies, jelly snakes, and marshmallow fish. I personally am quite averse to black soft candies, immediately associating them with licorice, a taste I cannot quite get myself to like. And because I'm quite fond of the color blue, I always eat blue zoo cookies first, believing that they are extra tasty. When we start to really investigate our color association and, in this case, candy eating habits, we might be surprised to discover just how much influence they have on our mental state. This made me want to find out how Gina feels when she snacks on her favorite treat, and if she tends to favor or dislike certain sweets based on their color.
I feel a certain sense of completeness. Like nothing is missing in the world. I have everything I want, and at the same time I want nothing. It's a moment, like a very, very short one. But it's kind of like when a red traffic light turns green and your brain stops pottering and you go back into autopilot and just cruise away. I think it's that cruising feeling that is what we long for. Well, it's what I long for. It seems silly to extrapolate so much out of the idea of taking the first lick of an ice cream, but I think it's things like that that bring us back to our bodies, that bring us back to right where we are in that moment. And that's also when the feeling of wanting goes away. Also, to answer the second part, I hate yellow sweets. Nobody likes to be surprised by banana.
And while we are on the topic of color, what is your favorite possession of artwork? Does color play on an important role in that choice?
My favorite possession at the moment has got to be my towel with a hood. It's doesn't seem related to my art, but here we go. Here it is. I know it's a very nerdy accessory. I feel always like a bit of a nerd when I put it on at the beach, but then I put it on and then I feel amazing. And I feel like Superwoman because I can do anything in it. And I think everyone's jealous because I can dry my hair with my sleeves. So I use it for cold swims, which I do quite a few times a week. And I like to think of my cold swims as a way of baptizing my brain I think it's another way of getting to the feeling of being present, like with licking an ice cream. You know, when you're in the cold water, the only thing you can think of is the water, and then your body, and then back to the water, and then back to your body. And when you float in the water, you know, I think as an artist, I think a lot, and both of these things are ways of slowing down just for a little while. Ironically, the towel is yellow, so that is no reflection on my sweet favorites, because I think yellow is a great color.
Ingrid Fetell Lee is another artist who makes use of bold colors in the paintings in Feeling Things. Ingrid, you use these striking colors in your paintings, so obviously color plays an important role in your creation process. Which color usually cheers you up? And is there a color that you have a strong dislike towards?
Dan, dankie vir daai vraag. Weet jy, ja, kleur speel 'n belangrike rol in my kunswerke en die werk wat ek doen in my elke dag omgewing. En ek het 3 spesifieke kleure wat my gunsteling is. 2 daarvan gebruik ek nie so baie in hierdie jongste akrielwerk nie. Maar die eerste een is scalp pink, soos 'n fluorescent pink. En daai kleur beteken amper vir my dieselfde soos 'n klein dogtertjie wat lag en giggel en heeltemal uitbundig haarself oorgee aan die humor van 'n situasie of die lekkerte. Maar ek gebruik dit net, jy weet, sparingly, want so gelager ek kan my ook net vir so lank hanteer. En dan die volgende kleur is diepgroen, nie diepgroen nie, maar groen goud. En dis 'n Daniel Smith kleur. Ek dink die regte kleur se naam is Rich Green Gold, en dit het al vir die magiese diepte aan dit. Jy weet, ek ruik geranium en vetiver en so 'n bietjie van Hermes se parfuum as mens dit gebruik. Die heerlikste as jy dit op 'n vars hot pressed waterverf papier neerlê, velpapier neerlê. Daai gevoel van tingling hier binne in my. So dis 'n lekker kleur. En dan my laaste kleur, en dis seker my gunsteling kleur, en dit werk goed as 'n kontraskleur vir helder kleure, is indigo. En ek dink my liefde vir daai kleur het gekom so ruk terug, want seker nou al 2 jaar terug sit ek en my besigheidsvernoot op 'n seilbootjie in die Houtbaai hawe tussen Sentinel Hill en Chapman's Peak, en ons is omring deur die absolute eindelose oseaan, en die golwe of die duinings is so hoog, op by tye kan jy nie rondom jou sien behalwe net water nie. En daar's 'n, dink die Engelse woord is seker die beste, 'n boundless freedom wat mens daarin vind, of wat ek daarin gevind het. So ja, daar's my 3 gunsteling kleure. En die laaste kleur waarvan ek die minste seker hou is fluorescent geel. En dis primêr omdat dit net vir my, as ek dink aan daai kleur, dan klink dit soos 'n blik. Dis glad nie 'n kleur met diepte en, jy weet, rykheid nie. Lemon yellow aan die ander kant is kleur met bietjie meer verbeelding en so bietjie lekkerder prentjies wat dit oproep.
It's quite interesting to hear how many times yellow pops up as a favorite or a not so favorite color. We certainly cannot deny the emotive role color plays in artworks and in the objects we choose to bring into our lives. Even if we do not realize this from the get-go, color, along with shape and texture, often influence our tendency to collect things. And by collecting objects, we are fundamentally curating our lives, giving others insight into our psyche and surrounding ourselves with things that fill our immediate environment with wonder and sentiment. Things are valued not only because of their rarity, their cost, or their collectability, but because they seem to partake in our lives. Each exhibition in the KKNK Virtual Gallery can be seen as a collection of sorts, a curated archive of thoughts and feelings brought together with a specific goal in mind. Most of us have some type of collection, whether small and inconspicuous or bordering close to featuring in the next episode of Hoarders. Books, shoes, trinkets, ceramics, shells. Collections make us feel proud, inspired, euphoric, and nostalgic. Do you have a particular collection in the making, or an unusual artwork or collectible which you hold dear?
So ek dink by verre die vreemdste en mees openbarende object wat ek al gekry het om te verf is 'n kussie met as. Onverwags. Ek is commission om 'n stillewe te doen wat soort van 'n nie quite 'n huldeblyk nie, maar 'n odes en 'n in memoriam en net 'n mooi stillewe van hierdie persoon wat oorlede is, se lewe vasgevang in objects. Sy bril, 'n trinket, 'n whiskyglas, 'n medalje. En toe ek die objects gaan haal, en my commissionie ontmoet, toe gee hy ook vir my die kussie met as. Wat nogals vir my swaar was, fisies en emosioneel. Ek het dit nie verwag nie, dit was vir my 'n groot verantwoordelikheid. Maar ook, dis 'n vreemde ding om te laat mooi lyk in 'n stillewe, want dis hierdie rectangular boksie. Dit het mooi houtgrein gehad, maar het is baie moeilik om so iets te pose in 'n stillewe. En dit het my nogals laat wonder waantoe die ding gaan. Maar ek het gevind, waar ek gedink het, dit gaan nogals makaber wees om hierdie object saam met my huis te vat. Dit was so gerusstellende gevoel. Ek is nogals nie 'n touchy-feely persoon nie, maar hierdie boksie met as was vir my soos 'n anker. Dit het die hele skildery bymekaar gebring en dit het dadelik gewerk, maar dit het ook in my huis gelewe terwyl ek die skildery gedoen het, en dit was vir my baie gerusstellend om te weet is daar. En dis 'n vreemde ding, want ek bedoel, ek weet nie regtig wat in daai kussie is nie, veral wat ek weet dat die persoon het vir my 'n swaar houtkussie gegee met niks in nie. Maar dit praat met my oor simbolisme en hoe ons dinge sien en laat waar wees omdat ons dit glo, en omdat ek geglo het daar is iets van iemand in die kussie, was dit vir my 'n object wat ek moes revere en moes met respek. Al weet ek dis net as dit nog steeds iets wat mens anders hanteer. En ek sou nie 'n noodwendige normale houtboksie met niks in so hanteer het nie, maar omdat ek glo daar's as in, is dit vir my spesiaal. En dit is, ek dink, baie hoe ek baie van die objects wat ek verf ook sien. Ek imbue dit self met betekenis, en sodra ek doen, is dit vir my spesiaal. Of dit waar is of nie, maak nie saak nie, want dit is nou waar, want ek glo dit nou. So ja, dit was vir my nogal 'n insiggewende oomblik, en glad nie so donker soos wat ek verwag het gaan wees nie. Dit was eintlik regtig mooi en dit bly altyd by my.
So Marika Kleinskalt is known for her incredible still life paintings that boast an array of trinkets and shiny objects. And the question that I asked her, that she answered in the video, is, Marika, do you often include a multitude of interesting objects in your stills? And we would love to know what the most peculiar object is that you've ever collected for a painting. Besides curating our lives with our favorite things, we also tend to anthropomorphize certain objects by giving them names. We are all guilty of this at some point in our lives, whether we talk to Hendrik the potted geranium or drive in Daisy the white Volkswagen. The great thing is, it is completely normal. Nicholas Epley, a professor of behavioral science at the University of Chicago, states that anthropomorphism is the byproduct of having an active, intelligent social cognition. And according to a 2013 poll from the insurance company Nationwide, around 25% of car owners have named their ride. Granted, the survey isn't exactly scientific, but while the statistic may not be a perfect reflection of reality, it does align with something you may have already seen in the wild. Plenty of people like to name the objects in their lives. Cars, laptops, instruments, boats. Maybe you know someone who does this, and maybe it's you. This tendency has been around for over 1,000 years, with ship and sword naming evident in the early Homeric epics. If you're a legendary knight, you trust and defend your life through your weapon, and if you're on a ship, a few hundred years ago, your life is at the mercy of this vessel. Macquarie University linguistics professor Ingrid Fetell Lee explains, you name the vessel because it becomes your most important companion. You want to believe it has vested interests in keeping you safe, even though it truly has no interests at all. Artist Evert Esreisen was asked about his favorite object, and it was interesting to note that he mentioned how the names of his favorite colognes and hand wash generate feelings of calmness and longing.
Weet jy, Don, gunsteling besitting wat ek het? Ek het nie spesifieke goeders soos byvoorbeeld 'n koppie of 'n heirloom wat van ouma Grootjie of in die oorlogveld afkom nie. Banke en jy weet, sulke goeders voel vir my altyd jy kan dit vervang of mense kan nuus daarvan koop of kry of selfs maak. Daar's nie 'n intrinsieke emosionele konneksie of verband wat ek daarmee voel nie. Maar iets soos reukwater of lekker lyfroom of die belangrikste is altyd vir my hande was seep. Die herinneringe wat dit roep en die heerlike fantasievlugte wat jy kan kry as jy jou hande was met, verbeel jouself net gou, jy was jou hande met 'n reuk met die naam Under the Leaves of St. Thomas of wat is een van die ander, Citroen. Jy weet die naam met net soveel lekker beskrywende woorde wat dan vir jou op 'n hele fantasievlug kan sit. As jy spyt met iets soos Profumo of wat is die Tom Ford se oud noir. Dis 'n heerlike diep reuk wat klomp leiers het en baie jy weet daarin vind jy 'n klomp verbeeldingsvlugte en lekker herinneringe. Ek dink dis seker die grootste ding, die herinneringe wat jy het aan sekere reuke. En ongelukkig ook sekere mense. Maar behalwe nou vir dit of dit tersyde. Die belangrikste is 'n lekker reuk wat klomp herinneringe roep. En daai reuk kan jy net kry, jy weet, uit objekte uit. So, vraag te beantwoord, wat is jou gunsteling besitting? Seker die parfuumbottel in my kas of die drukseep by die wasbak of die lyfroom op die bedkas. Bloot omdat dit die betekenis dra van lekker herinneringe ensovoorts, maar nie die objek noodwendig homself nie.
Even the naming of an artwork brings with it a certain explanatory narrative. We often look for insight into artists' psyche or conceptual consideration by reflecting on the names of the artworks they create. Words have meaning, but names have power. In certain cultures, just speaking a man's name gives you mastery over him. This also holds true with things and artworks. Adela Friedman, Max Kayers, and Ali Nabavi have all imbued their creations for feeling things with human-like qualities. And Adela has given her little ceramic dolls human names, Tally, Aldwin, and Emine. Adela, how do you choose the names for your ceramic figures, and why these names?
Thanks, Donavan, for inviting me to be part of the KKNK exhibition. Just talking about my dolls. They're made of stoneware clay, ceramic, and I love making things out of clay. It's a way for me to escape. Anyway, Tally, the doll, one of the dolls, the name is of Gaelic origin, meaning peaceable, and she is the doll holding a doll, so she's definitely at peace and comforted clutching her doll. The other doll, called Aldwin, has its root in Old English, meaning old friend, and teddy bears are traditionally like quite a comforting thing And Eldwin himself has a cat in his pocket, which also a true friend. If anyone has a cat, they know that a cat is a real comfort too. The other doll, Emin, the word in Japanese means smiling sound. She is clutching a flower to her chest, and she's smiling, and it's just a simple concept of she's okay, she's clutching her flower and she's okay. And yeah, it's been great to be part of the exhibition, and I hope whoever's bought the dolls is comforted and loves them as I loved making them.
So to the viewer, here's something you can try at home. Choose a random object at home and give it a name. Notice how your interaction changes with that object. Our relationships with objects starts early and continues into our golden years. Some might say we as humans are not a materialistic species, but I for one believe that we cannot deny the powerful feelings of things. The objects we hold dear are imbued with a unique essence that help us to cope and feel comforted in a world that has gone topsy-turvy. We must, however, learn to treat people with the same respect and care we give to family heirlooms, celebrity memorabilia, and artworks. Thank you.
Thank you, Donavan, for this lovely compilation of ideas and concepts, and it's been wonderful exploring this with you and your artists on the exhibition. I think we all got a bit of insight from, what lies behind the making of certain artworks, and also why we like collecting certain things, such as artworks and sculptures. I, for one, can show you that I have a favorite sculpture. It is almost like a teddy bear, because it's almost a soft toy of sorts. And this is a little bunny made by an artist, Rosemary Marriott, which I quite adore. And I also have a companion made by Ella Cronier, also on your exhibition. And I just like the idea of these two interesting animals, but also sculptural works. They have some sort of comfort, as you've mentioned, and as some of the artists have mentioned. And I'll also add that I'm definitely part of the statistic of people who have named their cars. My car is named Philippe, and I keep apologizing to him if I go through a pothole and so on. So I definitely interact with him differently in some ways. So I think if people do name some of the objects or things in their lives, they might find themselves interacting with it differently too.
Definitely. Thank you for sharing that, Dineke. I was going to ask you, because I was very curious to find out what your favorite things are. And
I was just so enthusiastic to share after all of this. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful, and wonderful having you and the exhibition on the KKNK.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Dineke.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed the session as much as I did. All the best.